Second-hand substance misuse will increase your children's chance of drug abuse. This Dr. Adebo here. This message is for young mom and young dad that are smoking weed, cannabis in front of their children, or at home in front of your children, or in the car, lock the car up and you are smoking all this stuff. It leads to what we call secondary smoking for the children. Now let me say this to you. If you are doing this as a single mom or a single parent, or you are doing it as a young mother or young parent, man, you are destroying the brain of those children. If you don't know it, understand that today's children and teenagers are exposed to substance like cannabis, among others, like crack cocaine, among illegal drugs sold to kids even on the way to school. There's what is called Scooby snacks in America that are given to children on their way to school. Other substances that are not even recognized as means of getting high, and over-the-counter or prescription drugs, medicine that are kept in household. As a parent, you play a huge role. You are supposed to play a huge role in steering your children or steering them from the thing that will lure them into drugs. And the reason why we are saying this is this. If as a parent you are smoking all these things in front of the children, you are preparing future drug addicts. Remember, how the parents go, that's how the children will go. He said, like daughter, like mother, like son, like father. So the things you are doing, the problem is that you are creating a problem for the future of these children. If you care about your children, if you love your children, stop smoking weed around them. Stop smoking weed at home. Stop smoking weed inside the car. Don't spread your disease to these innocent children. Now understand what you are doing when you are doing all this stuff. I want to let you know that any psychotic substance, for it to work, it needs to reach the brain. And to reach the brain, it must get to the bloodstream. And from the blood, from your blood, it goes into your brain. Now, the strength and length of the effect of drugs on the brain and body depend on 4 factors. Remember, I have said, the brain of a child is not fully developed until they're 25. So when you are smoking this thing, you are smoking weed, crack, and some of these other substances, because these things are mind-altering substance, it tampers with the developmental strength of the brain of that child. That child brain will not grow or be fully developed as it ought to. And that affects decision making. It affects the way they behave. Because they cannot be rational. They cannot be reasonable. Because the capacity of their brain receptor has been more or less impaired. That is why you as a mother, you must stop it now. Stop smoking weed in the car when the children are there. You are destroying their brain. So, strength and length of the effect of this drug on their brain depend on 4 factors. Number 1, how quickly you get the drugs into their bloodstream. That is what you are doing when you are smoking. Secondary smoking does that for that children. Number 2, the volume of the drugs that is being smoked. Number 3, how quickly the drug cross the blood-brain barrier. Number 4, how quickly the body can remove the drug from the blood system. These are the things that determine the strength and the length of the effect of a drug on the brain and the body. That is why we are trying to say this to parents. Please stop it. Stop it, please. You are creating mental health problem for your children tomorrow. And the same you When the children grow up, they get hooked into drugs, they end up in prison. The same you now be blaming everybody and blaming God. Where is God? You are the one bedeviling the destiny of your own children. Please, you have your own problem of addiction. Don't drag your children inside it. In England, they will take those children from you. So that is why I want to appeal to parents that are, and if you are a parent, you are a grandmother, you are seeing somebody around you do it, please try and help that mom, that young mom, so it doesn't destroy the mental health of those children. Because before you know it, the problem is that the children, because they are victim of secondary smoking, and that's why I wrote a book on this. I'm talking to you from this book I wrote, Making Right Choices. Get the book, and how to keep your kids from illegal drugs. Get this book on my website, in my bio, www.adebotonmail.com. Get the book. Now, in page 49, I wrote here of this book that there are the things that get into, that make people high on this thing and that make it addictive, is called Delta-9 THC. And when this THC, anytime you smoke, the compound rapidly get to your bloodstream and transport straight to your blood, from the bloodstream, it goes directly to the brain, another part of the body, and the feeling of being stoned or high is caused by Delta-9 THC, like I said, binding carbonate receptor to the brain. A receptor is the brain cell where certain substance are stick or bind for a while. If this happens, it has effect on the cell and nerve impulses it produces. There is also cannabis-like substance produced naturally by the brain itself, which are endocannabinoids. And the effect on the education of the children and learning can be impaired. Smoking cannabis can interfere with the person's capacity, number one, to concentrate, number two, organize information, number three, use information. The effect seems to have several weeks after effect, which cause particular problem for students. Children that are secondary smokers from their parents. Research has shown that this cannabis is linked to poor school performance. Your children will not do well, and it creates mental health problem. This is a growing evidence that people with serious mental illness, including depression, psychosis, are more likely to use cannabis or have been using for a long time. Regular use of the drug has appeared to be double the risk of developing psychotic episodes or long-term schizophrenia. These are the effects, mom. Please, I beg you. Mother, please stop it. Stop it now. We have enough problem with mental health in America, in United Kingdom, and all over Europe. Don't add to it. You are having homegrown mental health trouble. You are building mental illness for your children tomorrow. They already used to it because of what you are doing. When they continue it after you, they will do worse than you. And if you don't stop it to unwind their mental development, you are the one that will cry tomorrow. Please, I beg you, get information. And a mother, if you are there, you are still doing this thing, please, you need help. Go and get help. Don't destroy the future of your children. Remember, your children are your future. You can't smoke your way into a high place. You can't smoke your way to the Congress. You can't smoke your way to become a senator. You can't smoke your way to become a millionaire. Please protect these children. This Dr. Adebo coming your way again. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.